All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. Let me know how it sounds. All right, AllPower. First and last, thank you for the 5x5. Oh, sorry. Trapper Bob, Base, Busy. First and last, thank you for the 5x5. The Watchman, Alcohol, Donald, thank you for the 5x5. Mr. Landfill, Raccoon, Scorpio, Flown Grown, Kimberly, Miss Nancy, Water Tiger, Tom Tom, Sarita, thank you for the 5x5. Krista, Sorsha, thank you for the 5x5. Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Thank you for the 5x5. Stacy, Cosmic, Evolving Media, Cycler, or Bear Cycler, excuse me. Thank you for the 5x5. Groundhog, Laura, Colt, Bug Out, thank you for the 5x5. Uh, Jeff, thank you for the 5x5. Trail Name, Joseph, Ozark, Water Dude, Cheap Dog, Maria Jackson, Kathy, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, thank you for the 5x5. Witty, Miss Nancy, Vegan, Cobalt, the Valkyrie, thank you for the 5x5. Patty, Jerry, Robbins, or I Robin, excuse me. Lori, thank you for the 5x5. Lisa, East, Care, Jordan, thank you for the 5x5. Edmund, Occurs, Tangible, Shane, Sunrise, or Sunshine, excuse me, thank you for the 5x5. All right, guys, so Lee Boy, thank you for 10x10. Old Man, thank you for 5x5. Nursa, thank you for 5x5. And Nolan, thank you for 5x5. All right, guys, so as per usual, we got a lot going on, right? And there's all kinds of things going about. There are talks of a possible attack on American soil and by the weekend, some kind of all out Chinese attack. That might be them testing the waters here and what is that, Taiwan. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. I don't buy any of this shit anymore. Anybody who states, that something is going to happen, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They really don't. Patriot, Dan Phillips, thank you to 5x5. Josh for the doggies, thank you to 5x5. So a lot of people, guys, are going to be, for the foreseeable future, uh, listen, they get everybody with the nonsense that they know something's coming kind of deal, right? I have intel. Listen, a lot of people's intels have been flat out wrong. Prep to Adapt, Maria Jackson, Raccoon Eyes, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. A lot of people will tell you they have intel. That's, no one has this intel. I really mean, any YouTuber that tells you they have like any kind of intel, bullshit. It's all been bullshit, right? And anybody who has that kind of information, they're not sharing it with a YouTuber. I'm at max volumes, making noise in the kitchen. Pinch runner. Sorry to hear that. I can't go anyhow. You know what? Maybe I am a little low. Hold on. How's that now? That should be fine. That should be better, actually. Uh, if they hit Yellowstone, Mr. Landfill. I don't. You know what's funny? The Yellowstone thing. I don't know. I don't know if that would start Yellowstone. I mean, Yellowstone is the whole pressure system underneath. I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, it's everybody's like, I don't know. I mean, like, and I'm trying to be, nice and not shit on anybody's intel, but you're the last person on this planet they're sharing intel with. Yes, better, much better. All right, sorry about that. If I only had eyes, I can see. Yeah, all right, that should be better. I did lower it for another reason. All right, I cannot hear. Pinch, you should be able to hear now because I raised it. Uh, Laura, right. I think it has to erupt on its own. I don't think dropping a bomb or anything like that's going to make it go off. I really don't. Unless they use some kind of energy weapon from space that can induce pressure, maybe. But outside of that, no, I don't think that would be a thing. Again, too many theories on here, too many theories online. A lot of people have you know, their own things going on, whatever. Base backwards. Awkward. Awkward. Universe. Thank you. Yes, I have lost weight. and I'm continuing to do so. I stopped for a while, but now I'm back on, dropping weight. Uh, got some shit to do. Plus, it sucks being 48 and fat. So there's that. But anyway, like I said, guys, I don't want to. Yeah, like a laser weapon of some kind, maybe, and then that's far fetched. Actually, nothing in this day and age is far fetched. Excuse me. Let me walk that back. Nothing in this day and age far fetched. Everything's on the table. Everything. But as far as some YouTuber, and my military connections, eat a dick. Again, I'm trying to be nice, but it's hard. It's hard to be nice to people who are full of shit. It really is. Um, there are reports of people. There's always going to be rumors and chatter online, always. And there are YouTubers, like Bear Independent, who will sit there and say, he says, I've heard chatter from here or heard chatter on the internet. He clears it up out of the gates. Sometimes he'll say his connections, right? Or a lot of the time, excuse me, he'll say his sources. But nobody has inside source that's going to give you that kind of information. No one. Who was the other one? Canadian Prepper, right? Tiny Hat Canadian Prepper. He's another one that has like inside sources. No, he doesn't. Everything he said so far has been wrong. And listen, granted, guys, one day the YouTubers that throw shit against the wall are going to be right. Something is going to stick. But until then, no, absolutely not. It's all bullshit. Now, rumors and chatter, that's something to talk about, and that's something to clear up and say in the beginning. I heard rumors and chatters. My videos, I say that, rumor and chatters. Now, if I say my inside source, that means I got something from somewhere that I thought was credible. There have been a lot of people over the years that have emailed me, like from the military or whatever, saying that they have information on this, that, and the third. No, absolutely not. Bullshit. You're not gonna get me out there with your bullshit. You're not gonna try to trick me, and I'm like, oh my god, military contact. I got something. To get the fuck out. What do I look like, an asshole? A retarded asshole? Right? Do I look like simple fucking Jack? No, I am not. So I don't fall for that shit, and I haven't. And a lot of the shit that they shared was all wrong. It was fucking, whatever, man. So I don't believe anybody in their bullshit. I really don't. You got to clean your shit up. You got to clean this shit up, man. Monkey Works is different because Monkey Works is actually following shit online, like he's looking at it in real time. That's a little different, Um, what Bear does is different, but there are people out there that just tell you right out, I have inside sources in the military. No, you don't. You got motherfuckers who may be retired and are like 8 fucking thousand years replaced from the internet. I'm sorry, from the military. It's always that. Like, I'm a fireman, right? When I retire, guess what stops? The knowledge of what goes on in the fire department. Not that it stops completely, but it slows down. I'm not going to sit here 20 years down the line and be like, back in the days, this is, or rather, excuse me, this is what it is when what I might be telling you is 20 years old. You got to be careful of that shit too. You got guys that are left the military or left the intelligence world. That doesn't mean they still get intelligence. It really doesn't. They might get chatter as well. They might get rumors as well, but they don't get intel. What was that horrible lady's name? The bitch with no neck, Sarah Adams, right? Her. She's sitting there all cocky and shit, legs crossed, talking about there's going to be an attack on American soil. Shut up, you fucking dim-witted blonde. Who the hell do you think you are? Fucking lying to what's like. And the crazy shit is, people believed it, but her body language said everything, and that's what people weren't paying attention to. They were saying, "Oh, CIA spook. She's got to be real. She's CIA. They're built and bred to lie. That's their job." And her body language said nothing else. Ain't no one going to retire. He says, you smoking crack? I'm retiring in 2 years. Wide, whatever your name is. I'm out of here. This place and kiss my dick on the side. Gone. Don't get me wrong. Yes, no neck Adams. I like that. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be hard to leave because I can still function, but you can't listen. There have been some guys on the fire department or in the fire department who were supposed to retire a year or two, and they wind up dying of a heart attack or at a fire or in the trade center, and they didn't get to enjoy their retirement. I am not going to be one of those guys. That's not to say I don't, I won't get hit by a car, some shit like that tomorrow. But you know, um, New York might have 2 years. New York might have less than that the way it's going, but whatever. Um, yeah, I'm out of here. Neck fat is hard to look at, I guess. I don't know. I got a pretty strong neck. I'm one of those like no, I'm not gonna go there. That was gonna be a terrible joke. Sorry. Anyway, I don't know, man. There are things to talk about. There are things to mention, and as a YouTuber, these are conversations we should have. But you have to fucking clarify it. My video tomorrow, I talk about some of this, and I clear it up tomorrow. Would you work without getting a paycheck? For the doggies, when I retire, that's what it is. But if you're talking about COVID, I was prepared to do that. I mean, listen, the wife got nervous, right? The ex-wife, she was nervous about it. She's like, "What are we gonna do?" I'm like, "I don't know. We're gonna drive. I'll drive a Lyft or something. We'll figure it out. We'll be okay." And nonetheless, we turned out to be okay. Um, but I was prepared to do it. And you know, when I retire, that'll be a different ball game. It'll suck, but at least I get to retire my own. That's the other thing. That's the other side of that coin. I can see chair still has leprosy. Yes, my chair's still falling apart. Actually, this is a backdrop. I had to take a headshot of myself yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday to do my passport. Because you can renew it online. And I'm taking a picture. I'm like, what kind of photographer can't take his own headshot? And then like that would be embarrassing. So I did it myself. I was like, why was I going to go to somebody else to pay for it? It's stupid. Tom Tom says, have you ever watched? Yes, I watched a lot of Canadian prepper stuff in the beginning. That's one of the guys that got me into prepping. I watched this stuff, but he hasn't been correct about a lot of shit. And again, guys, at some point you're going to be correct about certain things. But World War III, nuclear bombs, fucking radioactive this was still here. So granted, Tom Tom, I know you like him, or at the very least you like what he has to say. He's been wrong. He's been wrong plenty of times. I've been wrong, right? We're all going to be wrong. But when you start telling people that there's going to be a nuclear war, that they're going to launch nukes, there's a fucking problem. And yeah, Purple Revelay, like, what has he got right? Yeah, listen, what did he like when he was talking about prepping shit? He was spot on with a lot of shit. That's where I started. Again, I started following him because of that shit. I was like, oh, look at this little pale Negro online. I said, let me listen to him, and he was fucking spot on with a lot of shit. You know, he's been spot on, but now he's just like fucking. Oh, the world's gonna end. Oh my god, he's fucking So listen, that's what pulls in the money. That's what they're doing it for. When you watch guys, preppers, start talking more, not doom and gloom, but like this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, the world's gonna end, it's gonna be this. When you see that shit, and their titles are like, you're gonna die tomorrow. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's about the money. It's not about you. I mean, listen, you have to have interesting titles. That is a must. I have been testing my titles for the last year. And now I know what's going to work and what's not going to work. The video I put on the Angry Truth channel, I purposely titled it that way, knowing it was going to crash because of the title. And I confirmed my suspicion even more. Or rather, I was proven right. The way you title video is going to dictate how many people you have watch it. You're going to have your core people who are always going to watch it, and then you're going to have people who, like, they're looking at the title going, that sounds boring, and they're not going to watch it. So you have to title it a certain way to get people to watch. That is just a thing, guys. Sorry. Old Mutt, man, thank you for the donation. Yes, new chair. Probably not going to happen, but thank you for the donation. So that's how the YouTube game works, unfortunately. I look at millions of titles on YouTube, and yes, millions of titles over the last few years. And you have to get people in to watch your videos to stay relevant. That is the game you play. Now, once people get in your video, what you say after that is an entirely different ballgame. right? So that's an entirely different ballgame, and people don't like. If you go, you're gonna die tomorrow, right? And then I go, and this is why you're gonna die tomorrow, and I start carrying on with bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit, man. But it's part of a stupid fucking game that we play. And again, I try to keep my titles interesting. And I try to keep my titles interesting, um, so that people can watch. But I'm not going to sit there and tell you, there's going to be a nuclear explosion. We're going to die. Guess what, guys? If there's a nuclear explosion, I'll be the last one to hear about it because I'll be dead. You guys will be hearing it from, like, again, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, Pinball, Canadian Prepper, everybody else who's still alive. That's who you're going to hear from. You're not going to hear from me anymore. I'll be fucking long gone. If and when it happens. Farmer Girl, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Rage quit. It is what it is. Yeah, that accident in LaGuardia, was that LaGuardia? Right, that was LaGuardia. That was insane. That was insane to watch. It was insane to watch, guys. That's a good title, first and last. That was insane to watch a plane, or rather a fire truck, move into the path of a plane like that. Like, you're on a runway, dude, and like you should have like eyes everywhere. Dude, your passenger in front, or the captain, or whatever officer that is, should be looking off to the right, and you should be looking off to the left and scanning as you're driving. The fact that they smashed into each other was fucking insane. Very insane. I mean, I watched the video. I was like, holy shit, how did that happen? You know. Nonetheless, it happened. It was a shit show. But anyway, the war report, guys, for today. There's a lot going on, and there's something that I want to talk about. Yeah, Johnny Away has been missing in action. He said he was stepping away, and he did. So anyway, so guys, a lot is going on in the Middle East. There's a lot of backpedaling now from the president. There's lying from all three parties: Israel, Iran, and the United States. You have Israel supposedly. I would almost bet my entire YouTube check that they did, but supposedly Israel is firing rockets into Allied territory to get those allies to join the war, and they are blaming Iran for this. Iran is turning around and going, "No, we did not launch this. We didn't attack that." So it's putting people in the spot. Now the French, they were attacked, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, and they knew where the missile came from, but they didn't want to drone. It was a drone. Excuse me. That was a week and a half ago, and they knew where the drone came from. They didn't want to say it out on the air. Why wouldn't you blame Israel for this? You knew it was them because they said it was not Iranian drone, but we're not sure where it came from. There's only one other party. Anyway, there's a lot of that shit going on right now. A lot of people are losing their shit with Israel right now. There's a lot of places turning their back on them, and rightfully so. I've never been a fan of that place. Never. Before everybody woke up to their bullshit, I've been on that bullshit since I was like 16, 17 years old, maybe 15. I was on that bullshit. Peter, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but anything's possible. Failed diplomacy. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about the energy lockdown. They say lockdown 2.0, but it's actually energy lockdown. And it's subtle, which is going to start, it's going to ramp up and get bad. But we're going to get there in a little bit. So, yeah, man. So anyway, sorry, just trying to read shit and do this. New fear mongering is going on right now. Israel is trying to sell this lie And not necessarily that it's a lie. I think Iran can do it, but Israel is pumping fear into the people of the UK or the United Kingdom by telling them that Iran has the capabilities of firing a missile into the UK. We know this. But the way Israel is selling it, they're selling it as if Iran is going to do this. Iran has no right now. Iran doesn't want to involve another country, nor do they want to fire a missile into the UK, the United Kingdom, right? So Israel is selling it from one point, and the United Kingdom, or rather the United States and Israel, and maybe the leaders of the United Kingdom, excuse me, are spreading false ideologies or ideas that Iran is going to launch a missile into the UK. They're not. Chef Tech. So interestingly enough, the next video that came out about Benjamin Netanyahu, now his cuff, he has too much cuff, right? The last video he didn't have enough; it was under his sleeve, and then it did that AI seep out shit, and everybody saw that. Now he has too much cuff, like he's a disco dancer, right? Like they can't get any of this shit right. On the videos is bullshit. Either he's badly hurt or he's dead. I think he's badly hurt because if he was dead, they would have had to have said something already. But I think he's badly hurt and he's circling the drain, right? Because when he comes out, because he looked tattered one week, and the next week he looked like a new old man, like they grew him in a lab or some shit. And like it's AI, man, or they got a clone, one or the other. Nonetheless, they're lying to us about the bullshit. So anyway, Iran has not directly stated, nor were they ever going to fire missiles at the UK's mainland. However, in March 2026, Iran did fire long-range ballistic missiles at a UK-US military base on Santiago Garcia in the Indian Ocean, which Tehran described as a significant step, showing extended range capabilities. That's two different things. Firing at a base and then telling people, "Oh man, they're going to fire into the UK." That's fear mongering, right? And the problem, guys, is everybody fear mongers. Everybody's fear mongering. I like to keep people on notice. I'm not going to tell you that this is going to happen. There are certain things that I am worried about, like the AI takeover. I am undoubtedly worried about the AI takeover. And I make it a point to do enough videos on that and to hopefully let you guys know what's coming with AI because it's fucking bad. It's very bad. And the fact that we are starting to see some of the signs of that AI replacement in human jobs, I'm not wrong, right? I might go a little too far fetched, but I'm not wrong. And again, I'm following people who are the lead in that field, AI field, right? I'm not following some Joe Schmo YouTube channel. I'm following people who that's their wheelhouse, AI, right? So anyway, outside of that, and the zombie apocalypse, I don't worry about it, but man, that would be some shit if it did, like whatever. I want to get into that. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about the energy lockdown. This energy lockdown is way worse than I had originally thought. Now, I heard about it for the first time today. I didn't think, no, excuse me, I'm a liar. The first time I heard it was yesterday. And when I saw it pop up, I was like, what is this bullshit? I said, I'll get back to it. Well, before I can get back to it, another video popped up and they started talking about energy lockdowns. And energy lockdown is because of what's going on in Iran. So everything that's going on in Iran is going to start affecting us here. The fact that they are decimating the refineries out there is why we're going to feel it on the back end. All right, so this is going to be a worldwide effect. This is not just some shit that the United States or the UK or Israel is going to experience. This is going to be a worldwide global lockdown or energy lockdown, excuse me. Airlines, as of right now, are cutting their flights. American Airline is down, I think, 5%. Delta Airline are canceling flights and or not canceling, excuse me, letting people refund their money, right? So a lot of shit is already going down. You have TSA agents that are leaving in droves because they're not getting paid, but now they reassigned ICE to work at the airports, which is like the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. We are watching stupidity unfold because of this administration. So you want to have TSA agents not receive a check, but you'll take ICE agents and allow them to walk in an airport with their face covered. That face covering shit is fucking gay. It really is. And I can't stand it. When I first saw it, I'm like, what is this bullshit? You know, no, because you're not superhero. No one's going to attack your family. This isn't like some small town Mexico where the cops have to cover their face. This is like, America. But anyway, that's another rant I don't want to get into. So now the ICE agents are just patrolling to make sure shit doesn't happen. I don't think they are not necessarily checking bags and shit. They're just there in case something happens. Because people are getting short tempered. I think people are blowing up. They're probably arguments, yelling and screaming with the ticket people, the surviving TSA agents that are still there. They're getting into arguments. So there's a lot of shit that's probably going down in the airport, and that's what the TSA is for. I mean, ICE is for. So that I can understand as far as put it. But TSA is at a law enforcement level, not so much a baggage level, but still the lack of TSA agents are why the airports are experiencing what they're experiencing. Anyway, back to the energy lockdown. They are asking, guys, for you to travel for essentials only. Certain countries are asking you to go for essentials only. Now, remember my video last week? I said because of the gas problem that you should minimize your usage of gas and your usage of gas and go and get what you need and minimize your travel and know where you're going to go, right? Plan out where you're going to go so you're not milling around in your car because gas is expensive and gas is going to get extremely expensive. I know people are saying it's at $5 just regular gas right now, and diesel's up to, in some places, $5.90 or $6, right? So again, it's gonna get extremely bad. And and listen, even groceries are bad. A guy did a video yesterday. I saw it today, so I'm not sure when he did it. Sorry, but he did the video, and it was recent because it was released like from when I watched it 5 or 8 hours ago, whatever it was. But he went shopping for burger food, right? Burger meat buns, I think cheese and charcoal, right? 4 items, $50 fucking. Maybe there was something else there too. There was something else, but it was $50 or $45. $45 fucking for burger shit. That essentially, when I buy burger meat, that shit lasts me at least 2 or 3 days, right? So I have burgers for like 2 or 3 days. Because I love burgers so much, I will fucking die of a heart attack eating a burger and be completely fucking happy with it. But 45, the amount of meat he bought wasn't enough, guys, to sustain him for 2 days. And he only had 4 patties. So I'm not sure what kind of meat he bought, but it was $45. And he did a video and he was like, I don't know how I can sustain this. This is bullshit. I make good money, but this is crazy. I don't know how the rest of America is going to deal with it when this gas thing starts affecting the farmers and the delivery guys and shit like that. So gas prices are definitely going to be an issue. Now, guys, again, asking people, world leaders around the other parts of the world, are asking people to travel for essentials only. And don't fucking shit up. And don't travel just because. And some countries are even asking people not to travel. They're also asking people to work from home. That is possibly the upside. The working from home is coming back because of gas. Oh, thank you, failed diplomacy. Yeah, he bought potatoes too. Thank you. I think he was going to make his own fries or some shit like that. But yeah, he failed diplomacy, saw the same video. That's what it was. It was potatoes. I forgot about them. Anyway, guys, so the International Energy Agency heads say global economy faces major threat from the Iranian war. Now, again, all it is because of gas and natural gas, because one of the largest natural gas refineries were hit, and people in Europe are going to definitely pay big come, I guess, wintertime or fall. They're going to see the downside of that. So I'm going to get back to that article in a little bit. But this is the part I wanted to read. While the term energy lockdown is not an official policy name, several countries and international bodies like the International Energy Agency, or the IEA, are urging or mandating citizens to participate in significant energy-saving measures due to the current global energy supply constraint and price surge. Let me read that last part again. The IEA is urging or mandating citizens to participate in significant energy saving measures due to what's going on. Here we go with the bullshit. Now, supply chain issues probably going to be another thing. There are companies that are going to sit there and try to figure out what they need to deliver and what they shouldn't deliver. We're going to start seeing supply chain issues probably later in the year. I don't know when, maybe 2-3 weeks from now, we're going to start seeing the first signs. We are seeing signs of gas running out in certain gas stations. People are trying to get it ahead of time and save money on it, fill up their tank, and then do whatever they do, ride their bike to work, walk to work, whatever it is. But like myself, I have to, which reminds me, I have to go fill up my tank tomorrow. All right, countries that are implementing these measures: the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, South Korea, and Denmark. Denmark was sort of the curveball I didn't see coming. Anyway, the Philippines implement a temporary 4-day work week for some government offices, set air conditioning no lower than 75 degrees or 24 degrees Celsius, and the president urges virtual meetings instead of in-person ones. Thailand ordered government workers to work from home, suspend overseas trips, mandate the use of stairs instead of elevator, and capped diesel prices. That's Thailand. Now, the elevator and walking up the stairs, a lot of fat fucks need to start doing that anyway, so that should be interesting. And Thailand's probably a lot healthier. Imagine telling some fat ass American to walk up the stairs. That's what I'm doing now. Like, the rolling blackouts are going to be a problem. I do not want to get stuck in an elevator, and I do not want to get stuck in these elevators. I'm starting to walk up the stairs, right? And I live on the 21st floor. So, God forbid I have my camera gear on me. It's a trek. Nonetheless, I do it. I mean, I can get up there, and I recover a lot faster now than I did like 2 years ago. I can recover a lot faster, so it's not a problem. But, yo, walking up 21 flights, and the best is when you're walking up 21 flights and you pass somebody fat. You're like just marching up. You're like, you fat fuck, and then you just keep going. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say anything to them, but you look at them. Sometimes you're a little concerned. You see somebody fat going up the stairs. The labored breathing, it's like all of the air in the staircase is being sucked in their lungs. Like, and you're like, holy shit, this is happening. Because the pressure from them breathing because they're about to fucking die of a heart attack is amazing. And you see them, they stop, and they're sitting there looking at you. And the look in their eyes, if you make eye contact with them, which I tell you, don't make eye contact with them, because the look in their eyes is like, I need help. I can't help you, fatso. You need to lose weight. They're just looking at you like, can you please help me? With what? I'm not carrying you up the fucking stairs. You're too fucking fat. We've helped people up the stairs before as a firefighter. As a civilian, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not helping you up the stairs. Like, I'll walk with you, but I'm not carrying you up the stairs. That shit is fucking out. Better fucking go back to Jack LaLanne or some shit. Anyway, sorry about that rant. So, Vietnam, they're encouraging companies to allow remote working and call on citizens to limit their use of private vehicles. I'll get to something about this building in a little bit. Pakistan, I forgot to mention that. Pakistan ordered a range of measures, including closing schools early and shifting some services to online only. No shit. Bangladesh, limited fuel supplies leading to long lines at pumps, even closed universities to conserve energy. That's colleges. Someone said, bro, I'm 330. Man, that sucks, dude. To walk up the stairs at 330, that blows. Yo, am I behind? I am behind. Holy shit. Anyway, Sri Lanka introduced fuel rationing, allocating specific weekly limits, 5 liters for motorcycles. Wow. South Korea imposed a fuel cap for the first time in 30 years. Denmark Energy Ministry explicitly called on citizens to reduce their energy use. So, here in the United States, I would say to get ahead of that curve, especially for those of you that live near data centers, you are going to start feeling that this summer. There was a guy that said that we're going to be experiencing rolling blackouts or energy consumption from data centers next year. Bullshit. You're going to start seeing it this year. If we have a hot-ass summer, we're undoubtedly going to experience some kind of bullshit this year. Now, before we get into this next part that the IEA is recommending, the data centers that they're building in a lot of these places around the United States, they're being told that they have to have their own power source or electrical grid system, or that they throttle down their power usage if the power starts becoming compromised in that region or area that they're in. So keep that in mind. If you live near a data center, you're going to experience rolling blackouts, if not blackouts entirely. These data centers absorb too much power, way too much. Now, there was something I wrote down earlier today, and I cannot find it, but it was the amount of power that data centers are experiencing. This is here in New York State. So there's a data center upstate somewhere, and on an average day in New York State, the power consumption is 33,000 megawatts, if I'm not mistaken, if I said that right. And they are proposing data centers, or data center owners, I guess, they're proposing an additional 13,000 megawatt increase. That's a problem because where are they going to get that extra power from? Right? That means something has to give for them to get that extra 13,000 megawatt of power. Right? Anyway, and that's with the incoming blackouts, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. So anyway, guys, the International Energy Agency has proposed a 10-point plan for countries to cut oil use, which includes several recommendations for individual behaviors. The individual behavior part. Anyway, the individual recommendation behavior part is the problem. This is the lockdown. Now, again, certain countries are also telling people not to travel and not go on vacations. They didn't say vacations, they said not travel. I'm taking that as vacations. I could be wrong. Anyway, working from home up to 3 days a week. They're going to make that 4. Reducing speed limits on highways. I'm not sure why, because that creates traffic, which burns through more gas. Banning private cars in large cities on specific days. They started doing that in certain areas in New York City. Encouraging car sharing and the use of public transportation. Fuck that. I'm not getting in anybody's car. They can eat my dick. Seriously. You jump car sharing. What if you don't like the person? You get in a car with some fucking asshole you hate? Whatever. Then you got to use public transportation. Bad enough on a daily basis. On an average day, you want to punch somebody in the face in public transportation. Not to mention if it gets hot and there's a blackout, now you're stuck in a tunnel with people you fucking hate. Whatever. Anyway, this is their recommendations, not mine. Avoid air travel, especially business flights, where possible. Vacation. Switching to electric cooking and using more efficient driving habits. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Using more efficient driving habits? Does that mean slow down? Don't drive like an asshole. Don't speed. Don't swerve in and out of traffic. I don't know what that means. But anyway, this is the IEA's recommendation. The other recommendations are, again, if you live close by to work, walk to work, don't use your car, don't use an electric vehicle because you have to charge that electric vehicle. So there are other countries that are going a step above this and asking you to walk to work. This is what what you call it lockdown looks like, an energy lockdown. We heard of a climate lockdown. We thought we were going to we might see it still. We saw the COVID lockdown. Now we have the energy lockdown. Sooner or later, man, they're going to have a fucking, like a health lockdown or some shit. They just got a lockdown for everything. This is not as bad, but this is subtle, and people will get used to this. And as they get used to this, they're going to be okay with that. Now, remember the COVID lockdown, that was only supposed to be a couple of weeks. 2 weeks to be exact. It wound up being, 2 years, 2.5 years, right? So just keep that in mind, that this is going to be an ongoing thing. Even if gas gets back to its normal usage, which it probably won't for a while, being that all of this problem with the Strait of Hormuz and the places getting locked up, refineries getting destroyed, Gas prices are skyrocketing. Listen, there are going to be people who won't be able to make it to work. Now, there are people who need their cars to drive, right? For those of you that live out in the Midwest of bumblefuck somewhere, you guys need your car. If gas hits $10 a gallon, what the fuck are you going to do, right? Gas is going to cost you a paycheck just a week just to go to and from. 15-minute cities will probably be a thing, or this is how they get you used to 15-minute cities. Thank you, C. Wolf, for bringing that up. That's a good point. This is probably how they get us to get used to 15-minute cities. Stay in your area. Don't move. We'll build some more stuff around you to keep you comfortable in your zone, right? But no evidence in an EMP. No evidence in an EMP. What the hell does that mean? I don't know what the fuck that means. Ride a horse. Yo, if you have if you got the capabilities of riding a horse, absolutely. Imagine doing that shit, rolling into town with a horse. Bring back the old days, man. I'm in on that. You know, I mean, horses don't do too well on concrete and shit, but that's pretty cool. You can do that shit. Hell yeah. But yeah, they're doing everything, guys. And now you see people making videos. So I'm probably going to go to hell for making this comment, but I watched a video of a lady and her fat ass kids doing the weeble wobble because she was charging her car and saying gas prices going up is not going to affect me. And I'm like, someone needs to tell this idiot that it's going to affect her sooner or later. That's going to go up too. But her fucking kids are doing like the belly shuffle or some shit, and they had clothes on too. So you could just see the fat jubbling around their clothes. You're like, and the mother wasn't fat, but the two kids were little fat fucks. I think they were eating donuts while they were dancing too. Anyway, the point is, guys, is that this is going to get rough. If this doesn't get fixed soon, this is going to get rough. And an energy lockdown is going to get worse over time if it doesn't get corrected. And I can't say correct itself because, unfortunately, this shit is a self-inflicted wound. The United States. We did this shit to ourselves, or rather, we did this shit to everybody. Starting this fucking war. Fallen diplomacy, or failed diplomacy, excuse me. My eyes are going bad. Yes, exactly. Nitro fertilizer was mentioned. I heard somebody mention that a couple of days ago. That affects what? The growing of food, right? It's it helps farm grow shit, and that's starting to be affected now. So we're definitely going to see. We might, not definitely. Sorry, we might see a food problem on that end as well. Bad enough, guys. Coffee right now, $16 a fucking bag. I don't even have one in here, but it's coffee bag's not that big, right? About that big, $16 fucking dollars. Like, there better be gold flakes in there. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I'll pay for the $16 coffee versus Maxwell House or Sanka if they still make that shit, or Folgers. Gross. That's fucking gross. That's right up there with Spam. Maxwell House and Folgers is right up there with Spam. I am a coffee snob. I like good coffee. I will pay the $16, but once it gets to the $20 mark, I might have to fucking lower my standards and drink Folgers. But Folgers is garbage coffee. And that's expensive. That's like $6 or $8 an hour. That shit used to be cheap, man. Danfield said $18 a pound coffee. Yeah, so they're pound bags, right. And it's $16. It's crazy. Falcon, $25? What are you drinking? Man, whatever you drink, it must be good then. Kona and what is that? Blue Mountain, Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. Good shit. But pure Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee and Kona coffee, awesome. Kona's from Hawaii. Prepper Nurse likes the good Insta coffee from Walmart. He would like that Insta shit. Garbage. I should send him a fucking thing of coffee. Maxwell House. Boy. No, thank you. Lavazza? Am I saying that right? Lavazza. Lavazza is good. Full of hope. I like Lavazza. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I only drink Colombian. Excuse me, snob. I drink Colombian too. I like Colombian coffee now. I'm a big fan of it. What was the other one? There's a shit coffee out there. This Maxwell House, the Sank. I haven't seen Sanka in a while. Folgers, and there's another one. Chock full of nuts. Is that the one? That one's bad too. They're all bad. They're gross. Starbucks is good. I hate to say it, but Starbucks is good. They're a gold blonde or blondie or whatever it is. That's a really good one. My fault. Patty, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. Folgers does have a cowboy one that was really good. It was like 1876 or some shit like that. That was a really good coffee, the Folgers. I was digging that shit. But anyway, getting back to the problem at hand, guys. So now we have this energy lockdown happening. But here in the United States, we might start seeing, we not might, we definitely will start seeing an energy problem with the oil issue itself and the data centers that are being built. There are undoubtedly, guys, going to be blackouts. Now, here's another reason for the blackouts here and the data centers. Data centers ask for too much power. Our electrical grid system is old as fuck. The other problem is we're growing too many cities and towns all over this country. Whenever I drive like out west or I'm down in like the southwest, I see new towns and villages being built, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they're building a new area, and they have an electrical grid system to go along with it, or they're pulling off the system. Our system is currently too old and needed to be upgraded, and there were some upgrades done, but not enough to keep up with what's going on. That being said, why blame the U.S.? Go to God said, why blame the U.S.? Because we shouldn't be in this war with fucking Iran. That's why. That's one of those things we didn't need to do. Amongst a lot of things, we didn't need to go there with them. But so anyway, guys, we're gonna experience blackouts. That's without a doubt. Whether this year, I think we're gonna start seeing some serious ones, and then next year, forget about it. Bustelo's pretty good. Bustelo's not bad. I like my coffee French pressed. That's right, coffee snob French press. TJ Daly said something a few minutes ago. Oh man, there it is. He goes, "There's literally no race. It's issues. Literally, it's us against them." Yeah, it's us against the rich. That's what it is. And the rich want you to believe it's a black, white, black, Chinese, Korean issue. It's not. It sort of is, because I know like the Chinese and Koreans in their country, they never got along. But the elites want you to stay at each other's necks. They want you to stay at odds with one another. That's the game plan, guys. That's always been the game plan. They don't like us. They want us to fight amongst us so that we don't band together. As soon as we stop fighting each other over race and dumb bullshit and we band together, we become a deadly patriots, a group of people that politicians would absolutely be scared of. Absolutely. Stumptown coffee is good, Jason. I've had that too. I've drinking a lot of different coffees. I like my Pinch Runner said, yep, French press too. I like my different coffees. I tried different coffees, whatever. I like my different coffees out there. PAEMT, divide and conquer. Listen, I try not to fall into it sometimes, but then you live in New York City and you see people in their race for what it is. You really do. You know, you see Koreans and their bullshit. You see the Ching Chongs and their bullshit. You see the tiny hats and the sand people and their bullshit. You see everybody's bullshit. You really do. But when people work together, they're in the same job or something like that, that's when you stop seeing the bullshit and you see people get along for who we are. But as a collective groups, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, fucking Panamanians and you know, Uruguayans, if I said that right, everybody's fucking griping one another. Armenians and the Jews and the Albanians and the Armenians, like it's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. But they like to keep us at odds with each other because it's a good thing. I would fight for Jamaican Blue Mountain. I only French press. Yo, French press is the way, man. My coffee is Mountain Dew is really white trash shit. I'm sorry. I can't. Every time someone's like, "I love Mountain Dew," I'm just like, it tracks. You look like you like Mountain Dew. Like whenever somebody tells me, there's certain people that say they like Mountain Dew, and I'm like, really? And then other people, I'm like, you look like you like Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew people like Mountain Dew look like a cross between a heroin addict and a crackhead. had sex, and they had a kid, and that was it. Mountain Dew. Like, it's just such garbage. Ugh, gross, man. I can see somebody right now eating Spam and drinking Mountain Dew together, watching this video, looking at me like, you fucking asshole. It's fucking Mountain Dew. That is the white trash drink of all drinks. It's right up there with grape soda. It's right up there with grape soda. Someone goes, I love Mountain Dew. I'm like, you would, because you look like white trash. Your hair's all fucking in the tizzy, and you're drinking Mountain Dew straight out of the bottle. Ah, fucking gross, man. Fucking Mountain Dew. That is the worst. Mountain Dew's the fucking worst. I'm sorry. There's Senka, Folgers, and Maxwell House, Spam, Mountain Dew, fucking Surge Soda. Whatever it is, it's garbage. Mountain Dew is moonshine, I guess. Fucking gross. My brother used to love Mountain Soda. Someone said grape soda is great. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I had grape soda. My father used to love grape soda. And when I got older, I got the grape soda joke. And so I would see my father drinking it. And one day he was drinking it. And I go, really? He goes, what? I go, you don't? He's just sitting at me, looking at me like, I'm like, forget it. I didn't want to ruin it. He was enjoying his grape soda with his dinner. And I'm the asshole that I would always make a comment or ruin shit. And I was going to ruin it for him. I was just like, he's enjoying his drink. I hate grape soda. Fucking hate it. It's not purple soda. It's grape drink. Whatever it is, it's garbage. Dude, grape soda and Mountain Dew is fucking diabetes in a bottle. Like, it's worse than fucking Coke and Pepsi. A crackhead could probably get their fix on that shit. They're fucking getting all low off their crack and shit, and they could drink Mountain Dew and spark them up. Fuck, start running around. Fucking, yeah, no dice, man. Fucking Mountain Dew. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the incoming blackouts that they swear is going to happen. They think next year, the year after next. I think we're going to start seeing it sooner, like I said. So anyway, guys, the combination, right, of an aging electrical grid system, data centers, and growing cities. That's a bad combination to have here in the state. The data centers are the problem. And the big problem with the data centers is that they're given carte blanche area to build on, right? So some of them can only build because of the size they need. But now they're getting brazened and trying to build really fucking massive ones. The bigger they are, the more fucking power they pull. That's a problem. And everybody, and listen, their neighborhoods and their towns and cities, towns, all over the country protesting against data centers being built in their area. The media is not covering this. I am seeing videos online. The media is not covering this. And that's bizarre. And I know why the media is not covering it. They like everything else, guys, they will not cover something that they are told not to cover. That's because more people are being hip to the data centers, and there are people like myself who are talking about it's a bad idea, man. It's a bad idea. And they're building these things at a large scale. Like the ones they started out, they were like, I don't know, the size of a warehouse. Now you're talking about ones being built the size of like 6 warehouses in length and width, right? So that's fucking huge. And then there's some that are bigger. Jason, thank you for the heads up. And somebody else gave me a heads up earlier, a 9-minute heads up. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. And guys, the bigger they are, the more power they pull. And the crazy shit is the power they pull is from keeping them cool. Running them pulls a lot of power. Keeping them cool runs more power, if I'm not mistaken. So you got a double whammy being put in your area. If you hear one being built near your town, you got to join the protest. If you hear one being built 2 towns over, you got to go 2 towns over and join that fucking protest. You have to join as many of these protests you can. If the shit is 5 towns over, guys, join that protest. It's going to affect you sooner or later. You have to and forget about joining a protest. Maybe you have to go a little above and beyond, right? Oh, the amount of groundwater, TK, that they're going to pull is insane. That's another conversation. The amount of groundwater that these fucking data centers are going to start pulling, they're going to deplete the groundwater in those areas. That's another reason why you got to fight. You got to fight for your water and you got to fight for your power. More importantly, your water. But you definitely got to fight for the fact that it's there, and you got to go hard protesting, hard man. None of this bullshit. 6 to 8 football fields, yes, or warehouses. Same difference, dude. But you get what I'm saying. Uh, Kramer sandwich. Yeah, but anyway, you got to fucking join in. Someone's handing out a thing to sign that shit. Act like 8 different people and sign it in 8 different fucking languages. Whatever you have to do it. But they're going to definitely affect your groundwater, which is probably more important. I should have started there. But the power, that's going to cause blackouts. Now, again, they were told to throttle their power down. Whether they do it or not is another story. And that remains to be seen. We have to wait. These data centers, a lot of them are going online this year. There are some that are already online. Let's see what that looks like by the towns or villages that have them. But I promise you this, man. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands, going to be built by the end of 2030 or 2027. Might be 2027. They're going to be tens of thousands all over the country. That's fucking bad. And again, the groundwater problem. Thank you, TK, for bringing that up. I completely forgot about that part. The groundwater, they're going to be pulling from there. We didn't see this one coming. Nonetheless, guys, it's a fucking problem. And this is going to cause major blackouts. So anyway, they're probably, guys, going to start doing something called rationing energy or energy rationing. You're going to start hearing that term come up a lot too. So pay attention to that. You hear that terminology, guys, pop up. You hear someone go, oh, we're going to have to start rationing energy. Rationing energy means here are 2 little cubes of energy for you, and we're going to give them this large ass cube of energy to the fucking data centers. And that's how rationing energy is going to work. So they will probably reduce to rationing energy. It will start out as conserving energy by turning off all your appliances and even unplugging the appliances you're not using. You're going to start hearing that at first. But when that doesn't work, guys, they're going to start rationing energy possibly to homes. And businesses, they're probably going to start with businesses first, then homes. But the data centers, they got to keep their energy. They can't throttle down. If they throttle down, that means your internet might throttle down. At least that's how they're going to make it appear. They're going to drag one instead of the other. It's not going to fare well. I promise you this. It's not going to be well. Bad water, no water, electrical grid systems shutting down, rolling blackouts, rationing of energy, rationing of fuel while we're at it. They're going to definitely start rationing off fuel. You'll see that bullshit. You're going to be like, what the fuck is this? I can only fill up my tank half a tank. Yep. TK says they're building a ton of data centers in New Jersey. Yes. I only heard of a couple. I didn't know there was a ton. I will look into it. Thank you for that. I just found out that they're building a lot upstate New York. I thought New York State was only going to get like 1 or 2 or maybe 5 at best. I only heard of 2 being built. Apparently, they're building upwards of 20 upstate. There's nothing around New York yet. At least I don't know about it yet. But yeah, that is bad, man. It's data storage, not internet. No, Chief Tech, it's data storage, not internet, but your internet usage and everything you do on the internet gets stored in the data centers, right? For every YouTube video, for every live stream, it gets stored in the data center. Everything gets stored there, right? So again, do with the information you will, but that's the whole problem. And again, data storage, not the issue. It's the power it pulls. That's the issue. I know Blustery said misinformation. All right, man. I'm misinformation. I'm Mr. Misinformation. Excuse me. You got it. But yeah, man, this is just going to get bad. And it's not going to be good. That's for sure. And again, anything in your neighborhood, guys, fight it. Do the best you can until you have to go fucking hands on. That's all I can say. Carbon footprint rebranded. Most likely. And data centers are not just for AI. I thought it was just for AI. But yeah, I thought it was just for AI. It's not just for AI. Oh, Blustery said not you, sir. All right, sorry. My apologies. Misinformation. I like that. Misinformation. Very good. Anyway, guys, sorry. I ran over time. I got to go. I got to head over to the Angry Truth. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. See you guys Thursday for the doubleheader. Thank you. And I might not be on tomorrow for the midweek report. See some of you guys over at the Angry Truth channel.